My guest today shot to stardom exactly 10 years ago as one of the stars of High School Musical. She won a Broadway.com Audience Choice Award for her Broadway debut last year in Gigi, and she will be seen in Grease Live playing the iconic Rizzo on Fox. I'm thrilled to be sitting across from Vanessa Hudgens.
Hey.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good.
Broadway misses you already.
I miss it.
Do you? Do you miss it?
So badly. My last show, I laid starfish on the stage before they opened the house and just bawled my eyes out. Yeah, just like trying to take in the theater. I was like, Neil Simon, you were so good to me.
And what a big, beautiful set. And I mean,
just everything about that show
Gigi.
I adored.
Gigi.
Gigi.
Corey Cott taught me how to say it properly.
Gigi.
Gigi. But you are oh my God. Okay, so I got to go. I'm so lucky. I got to actually go to the set last week on the Warner Brothers lots in Hollywood. It was like such a Hollywood experience,
I know.
right?
It's so surreal.
You guys are doing Grease Live, and this is not anything like, you know, we've seen all these other live musicals on TV in the last few years. This is a whole different thing.
Yeah, it's really exciting. I think what we're doing is so innovative and extremely ambitious.
Yeah.
I mean, the other live productions have been amazing and a lot of fun to watch, and it's awesome that the live musicals are making a comeback, but ours is different because we actually have sound stages.
Yeah.
We actually have a live audience. It's basically like you're watching a live movie.
Right.
There's over 3,000 camera angles.
Wow.
Like, it's crazy the amount of work that is going into all this for just one night.
And you're moving from like soundstage to soundstage.
Yeah.
So you're literally going to be like driving on golf carts in between to like rush to the next set, and there's going to be all kinds of movie magic. I got a little bit of a peek.
So
a lot
much
of the,
movie magic.
A lot of the scenes people love in the movie are actually going to be recreated in a really cool way.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I'm so excited for it.
I am too. I can't wait to finish it and then go home and watch it.
Right. Like,
because I'm like, how are we going to pull this off?
Right, yeah.
Like, I want to see.
I think if
not
you guys
just
pull it
do.
off, you're all going to be thought of as geniuses because it seems so ambitious.
Well, it goes to our director, Tommy, who
Tommy
is...
Kail, yeah, Broadway's Tommy Kail.
Yeah,
I mean,
he is a genius.
Yeah.
And he's like, honestly, like one of the kindest, smartest, funniest people I've ever known, let alone worked with. Like,
and he has great hair. Great hair.
But like his leadership skills, like he leads in a way that I've never encountered before. Like, he's very, very special. This project would not be the same without him.
It seems like you guys have all fallen in love with him.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, it's just.
I love him. Like, I miss him when I'm not with him, which is right now, you know, that's what I mean.
You're in New York right now missing Tommy Kail.
Yeah.
So Betty Rizzo,
Yeah.
first of all, I love saying her first name because everyone just calls her Rizzo,
Betty.
but she's Betty.
Yeah, she's
Rizzo,
great
this is
to
like
me.
one of the greatest musical theater. I mean, come on, everybody wants to be Rizzo. I mean, this is the coolest chick ever on Broadway, right?
Yeah, she's complicated.
Yeah,
she's
she's got a lot
tough.
going on.
Yeah, she's got a lot going on. It's so funny because I always saw myself as Sandy. Because I mean, like, High School Musical, I was the good girl, you know? Like, I just think it's so funny how it's just come full circle in 10 years.
Right. Well,
Like,
but you've done a lot of.
I've done a lot in
You've
between.
done a lot of work on
for
your
sure.
image over those years, like a lot of your movie projects. I mean, you've always done really ambitious, great work to like break out of that, right?
Yeah, I mean, like, for me, it's about longevity. So I don't want to do things just to do them. Like, I want to be passionate about what I'm doing, and I want to do things that scare me because then I'll actually grow, you know?
Yeah.
So it's all part of the big picture.
So what's scary about Rizzo?
She's such an iconic part.
Yeah.
So iconic, and she's tough in a way where you don't see people like that very often. Like, she doesn't have a filter. She doesn't care what other people think. She's got a very hard exterior, but a really tender, broken soul.
Yeah.
And she's not gonna let you see that.
Yeah.
And you might see it for a glimpse of a second, but like,
You're gonna see it when she sings that. When you get to sing that song, there are worse things I could do.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that song is like.
it's the best song ever.
Yeah,
it's
it
the
is
best song ever. It's
so
my favorite
simple,
song to sing too. Yeah, exactly.
But so much going on.
Exactly, and it's just, it feels good, you know. It's like you're telling a story, like an emotional story while singing. It's like,
Yeah.
it's so fun. And it's very effective, you know? Like, I sang it at karaoke one night because I don't do karaoke.
recently?
Yeah,
Like, while you've been in
recently.
rehearsal?
While I've been in rehearsals. It was a friend's surprise birthday party. And there was karaoke, and I was like, I wonder if they have worse things. And then I sang it, and like everyone's like huddled around, like cheering. And I'm like, you can catch more on January 31st. Plugging the show.
Wow, you did like a public rehearsal.
Yeah, you know, I'm like, karaoke kind of scares me. Like, I don't do this very often, especially for like worse things. Like, this is my professional job. Like, this is my job. But like, it scared me. But that's why I was like, I gotta do it if it scares me.
So did you, when you heard Grease Live was happening, did they come to you? Did you immediately say, I want to play Rizzo? Like, how did this happen?
They came to me and said, we're interested in you for Rizzo. And I was like, you sure? Like, you don't want me to be Sandy? Because I'd be a great Sandy. And then I thought about it and I was like, no, I need to be Rizzo. Like, Rizzo's the best.
Yeah,
it's
Rizzo's
so
the
much
best.
fun. And the more that I've been doing it, the more that I'm like, the shoe fits, you know? It's a good match.
Can we talk about the hair? Because I love when the promo photos came out. Of you, Aaron and Julianne, I love those photos because I thought, oh my God, I mean, Stockard Channing, first of all, you are definitely pulling off the Stockard Channing look and the hair, but that wig is incredible.
Yeah, I mean, it's so funny because we didn't get a script until a couple days before our first day of rehearsal.
And it is a new script.
Yeah,
It's like a new script
it's a new
combining
script.
sort of the movie and the Broadway,
Yeah, and some new stuff, just like developing things a bit more and just like allowing every character to have like its own exploration and growth.
Nice.
So yeah, there's a lot that's explored that hasn't been before. But I was nervous because it's such an iconic part. And we're going in to do a promo shoot, and I'm like, I haven't even read a freaking script. Like, this is not okay. And I try on my clothes, and then they throw the wig on me, and I was like, I got nothing to worry about.
You saw
like,
it.
I'm gonna be fine. I'll be okay. You know, like it changed my demeanor completely. Like all of a sudden, there was just this swagger to my walk that I have never had before. I was like, oh hey, Elizabeth. I was like, you're looking like an old school movie star. I loved it.
Are you gonna be leaning up against the school, singing the song, holding the? I love the visual of that is so great, and it's funny because the school, I learned about the history a little bit of that lot, right? And like Rydell High is like currently on Pretty Little Liars. I think it was in the Music Man movie. Apparently, that's what I heard. I don't know.
I love them. I was in
Yeah,
Music
there's
Man.
history. Oh my God, there's history in that
There's so
lot.
much history on all of
crazy.
the lots. I mean, like same with theater. Like there's so much history in all of the
exactly.
theaters. It's just like it's really cool to just sit and like touch and imagine what had happened before you.
Did how is the cast bonding? I know there's like movie nights and stuff. What's happening out there?
We love each other way too much.
Yeah.
We're all like hanging onto each other all the time. Like there was literally one day where I just went from like person to person, like just being held by someone and then like walking a second and then being held by someone else and then walking around being held by someone else. I was just like
So much love.
so much love. There's so much love. I love everyone so much. This cast is just very, very special.
Yeah, so what are you going to do after January 31st? It's going to be so sad.
Cry. Cry and
Lay
watch
down.
Grease Live.
How'd you describe it on the stage? And
Yeah, starfish.
starfish.
Lay
In the
starfish.
middle of Rydell High and
Yeah.
just sob.
Yep. It might happen. I don't know. We'll see. Or I might just be happy we got through it.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
now you did Rent with Aaron Tveit at the Hollywood Bowl, which was
Yeah.
awesome. And
Yeah.
that was like sort of the first time that we were like, oh, look at Vanessa Hudgens. She's going to do this Broadway. You know what I mean? Like flirting with the Broadway thing. And I know you did like all kinds of musical theater growing up.
Yeah.
I'll talk about that a little bit because, well, I saw you on The Tonight Show. They showed that hilarious photo of you. Hunchback, right?
Oh, yeah.
Hunchback. Oh, no, you were like, you were the Hunchback.
I was the Hunchback
you
in
were
the
that
Hunchback
girl.
of Notre Dame, yeah.
And you did, so talk about some of the other shows you did, because I love hearing like what, and you also said, but you said that you did community theater, the kind of community theater you had to pay to be in.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was a thing. You have to pay?
Yeah, you had to pay like $50 to be a part of the production, and it would help like pay the theater and like the
wow.
costumes. I don't know, but I
talent
wanted to
wasn't
do it
enough.
so badly, you know, that like my parents were like, okay, like what can you do? Like
Right.
community theater, pay $50,
Right.
you're in a show. I started off doing like really, really tiny little parts, like
Okay.
ensemble or like Indian number 4.
Okay.
That
it's a good
sounds
role.
so racist. It was Pocahontas, okay?
Oh, okay. All right.
And then my parts started getting bigger. I played like Sebastian in The Little Mermaid.
Wow.
And I was like 8 years old going like, under the sea. Like I tried to have a Jamaican accent.
You play a lot of guys.
I play a lot of guys.
Disney guys.
Who knew? Who knew? It was before I blossomed into a young woman. No, yeah, it was so weird. And then like my first big part was at the Old Globe Theater before they even did the movie, The Grinch That Stole Christmas.
Oh.
With Jack O'Brien.
Yeah, yeah.
I was like the original Cindy Lou Who.
I didn't know you were the original Cindy Lou
I
Who.
was
That's
the original
huge.
Cindy Lou Who, yeah.
That should be in your bio. The original
The
Cindy Lou Who.
original Cindy Lou Who. I know. So yeah, that was like my first big part. And then I started being swept away by
Movies.
cameras.
Cameras.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so it's crazy. This is like the 10th anniversary. I know you filmed like the 10th anniversary little reunion
Yeah.
of High School Musical. Your life changed like overnight. Is that fair to say? That
Pretty fair to say when you look at like what a life means.
right? Yeah. Right, okay.
I'm like, it wasn't literally like, oh my gosh, you
But
know.
I remember the craziness of when that movie came out.
Yeah.
And the fans. Did you immediately like experience like walking on the street being recognized? I mean, and like those
Yeah,
kids.
it happened quite rapidly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just the craziest thing because it went from like living a completely normal life to then like being yelled at by mothers if you didn't take a photo with them for their children, you know, like it was crazy and very strange and sometimes terrifying.
Yeah.
If you're like in public places and people know you're there. I remember traveling to Brazil and like the fans there are so passionate.
Yeah.
But I remember like being pulled on because people are just trying to like touch you, you know? You're just like, what is happening?
Right.
There were moments where we were like, this is what the Beatles felt, you know?
Of
Like
course, yeah.
it was just such a crazy thing. It feels like a different life.
You seem so good at it. I don't know if you've gotten good at it, but I actually encountered. I was on YouTube. I was looking at your Rent clips. I was watching. I was
my
looking
gosh.
you up, and I saw like paparazzi video of you arriving at the airport like a couple days ago.
Yeah.
And like that's just part of your life. And you're with Carlos, your Kaniki, Carlos Penavega, and it's funny like watching him react to it too.
I know. It's so funny. He
But
kills
you're
me.
just used to it, right? Like you're gonna be waiting for your bag.
Yeah,
and this guy's
like-
gonna be shooting, yelling questions
Yeah,
at you.
I'm like, my thing is I don't give them anything. I don't need to be in tabloid magazines. Like, I want to
Yeah.
be respected for what I'm doing.
Right.
Like, what matters to me is like the art, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and like leaving behind something that can inspire people. It's not about like what I'm wearing, even though I love dressing up. I don't know. It's conflicting. I don't know. But yeah, it just kind of became a part of life. But I mean, it's been 10 years since High School
Yeah.
Musical hit, and things have mellowed out a bit, which I'm very grateful for.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think because I had it so intensely in that period of my life, nothing will feel as crazy.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gigi. Let's talk about Gigi.
'Kay.
I loved you in Gigi.
I
And you did.
loved
You won the
being
Broadway.com
Gigi.
Audience Choice Award.
I know,
Favorite
it's
breakthrough
so
performance.
amazing.
And totally deserved it. It was so exciting when it was first announced that you were doing it. and then I thought like, wow, what a huge role. You know what I mean? Like what a big undertaking.
Oh my gosh,
And then
yeah.
it was you above the title, and it was all about you. And
The whole thing was just like, pinch me, please, because I mean, my manager let me know that they were doing it, and I was like, are you sure? Because like I don't see any like half Filipinos running around Paris in the 1900s. Like I'm not sure I fit the bill. Little do I forget, I'm a chameleon. Like, I changed drastically from project to project. And he said, just go in, you know, they're actually really interested. So I flew to New York and sang I Don't Understand the Parisians and did like young Gigi scene, young Gigi scene and adult Gigi scene. And they called me like 2 hours later and told me that they wanted me to do it. And it was literally that moment where I was in the car on the way to the airport, just like screaming in the backseat, like calling my mom, calling my sister, calling my dad, my boyfriend, just like, oh my God, I got it! I'm gonna be on Broadway! You know, like it's been such a long dream of mine
Yeah.
to see it come into fruition. I was just like, I can't believe it. And then rehearsing was so much fun. Like,
Yeah.
I love the rehearsal process. I love creating something. I love working hard. I love having structure.
Yeah.
But then we get to the theater and I see my name above the banner and I'm just like, this is real. Like, I get emotional still thinking about it. Like, that's just such a special thing. And like, to do Gigi and play the part that Audrey Hepburn did years ago, and to stand in front of the marquee and like take a picture that she did, that was so iconic. It was just,
You're getting teary-eyed. I love
I
it.
am.
It really-
I
like,
love
I
it. It's
love
just
that it
so
means so much.
special. It's
Yeah.
so special.
Yeah. And as someone who clearly, you always look gorgeous and you're very into like fashion and style.
Yeah.
And that was a beautiful production.
Ugh.
I mean, you got to literally, they dropped.
It was so beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, the sets and the costumes and the. I mean,
Catherine Zuber is just like sheer
she's a
genius.
Broadway genius, yeah.
She's so talented.
Did you like collaborate with her? Like, was it fun to like to?
I mean, it was amazing seeing like drawings into actual clothes.
Yeah.
But she's so funny because, I mean, it's the period. They had like these amazing silhouettes with these long trains and like cinched waists. But she would make these trains that are so long that we're like, Kathy, we can't dance in this. Like, I've got to dance, like partner dance, you know? Like,
Right.
I don't think this massive train is gonna work when we're trying to waltz, you know?
Right.
So it was like fun, like figuring out the balance between like practical and exaggerated.
Yeah. Couture on Broadway.
Exactly. Catherine Zuber. But it was just so much fun.
That Corey Cott.
I
I love Corey Cott, and he was so
him.
wonderful in the show too.
I miss him.
He said you guys had immediately had like a brother sister great like connection.
Totally.
And there's a lot of like shenanigans.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what a brother and sister do.
Yeah.
Yeah. If he's being grumpy, I would definitely give him hell.
Yeah.
But we just had so much fun. I mean, like, it's just nice when you work with people who are striving for excellence. Because then you're both passionate about what you're doing and you're going to do everything you can to make your performance the best and to help everyone around you be the best, because like you're a reflection of the people you're around as well. So like you just want to raise the bar and just be the greatest you can be.
Right.
But we had a lot of fun. There was definitely a lot of like nights after the shows eating pasta, you know.
As you do on Broadway.
As you do because you can. I lost so much weight when I was on Broadway.
Really?
Yeah, when I was doing the show, I wasn't working out. I wasn't that conscious of what I was eating, but I guess just the grind of doing 8 shows a week, it makes you lose weight like crazy.
Yeah.
I wasn't even working out, and I stepped on a scale one day, and I was like, how is that possible? Like, I'm fading away. Didn't mean to in the slightest, just happened.
Right. So do you think you'll come back to Broadway?
150%.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
We're gonna hold
I
you to
can't
that.
wait until I do.
Okay.
I will definitely be back.
Okay.
Yeah. I
So-
want to get like a few movies under my belt.
Yeah, of
Maybe a
course.
TV show. Do
Okay.
something in front of the camera and then come back.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna hold you to that. So what's the scariest thing about going live? I mean, or is live not really scary for like theater people?
I
Live
mean,
TV.
live can be scary for sure. I'm like one of those weirdos that even on my opening night, I didn't get nervous. I live to be in front of an audience. Like, that's when I thrive. I'm like a performer. You give me an audience and I'm just gonna like come alive, you know? Like, I feel like that's where I found myself as a kid on the stage. I was very shy growing up, and I would set foot on stage, hide behind a character, and just be the most alive. Even my parents had seen me, you know? Like, that's where I thrive. So it makes me feel good. Like, I look forward to it.
So you're not gonna be thinking about the millions of people.
No, because I can't see them.
Right.
They see me, but I don't see them.
Just
Yeah.
that guy and you know, all your friends on the set.
Yeah.
That's what's so
It's
crazy
just
about
a
it.
lens.
So you sing the song. I sing the worst things you can do in the shower all the time.
That's amazing.
Are you living with it? Are you like, or are you just? Well,
I
you also
mean,
get to do that.
I
with
know
me on
it.
Sandra D. Hello.
I know,
You're
I
so
know.
mean. We're so mean.
She's so mean. That's the thing that I've had to like come to terms with, honestly,
mean?
the most is being mean,
Yeah.
because I'm a bubbly, nice person.
Uh-huh.
Like, I definitely am blunt and speak my mind.
Yeah.
but it's layered by like nice
Right.
and bubbles, you know? Yeah, it's such an amazing song, and I've like worked on it with my vocal coach Eric Vicho for so many months now that it's just like second nature. And the thing that I love about our version is we kind of have developed Rizzo and Sandy's relationship a bit more because it's like they're two ladies, like you want them to have something more. So we have a scene together before that song, and it just sets it up so miraculously. Like I go into that song, and it's just like you just feel so much, and I love it. It's so good.
Yeah, I love it too.
It's just such a fun song to sing too.
Yeah.
Like it's perfect in my voice.
Yeah.
I just love belting it out. And
there's gonna be an album too, right?
yes,
You guys
there is an
recorded
album. We recorded a cast album. I just heard the recording with Boys to Men singing Beauty School Dropout.
How's that?
It's ridiculous. I kept getting chills. Like I got chills probably 5 times.
Wow.
Because it's just like they're these classic songs that you know and you love so much. And so to have someone like Boyz II Men come in and put their spin on it when they have such a strong sense of their individuality, it's just like mind-blowing. And Jessie J, like I sat in the studio when she was recording, and I was just like, her vocal freedom I am so envious of, because she just like opens up, and her riffs are so clean. Everything is so clean. It's just, so good.
I can't wait. I seriously can't wait.
I can't wait too. I'm just very excited to watch it.
Yeah.
And do it, of course.
You're excited to do it, DVR it, and go home and watch it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Maybe the next morning. You might be out late that night.
Yeah.
It might be a long.
It might be a whole next day full of Grace Live.
Of saying goodbye to your
Just
amazing
February
cast.
1st all day. Just like watching it like, oh, goodbye. Kiki, I miss you already.
Well, thank you so much for coming. It's such a delight to see you.
you.
I can't wait to see you back on Broadway.
Me too. I can't wait.
Good. And everyone needs to check out Grease Live. It's on January 31st at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it's going to be really incredible.
It's going to be the party you are not going to want to miss.
It will absolutely be the party you're not going to want to miss. Thank you so much,
Thank
Vanessa.
you.
Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.